give, I would hope. Yeah, I would hope so. Yeah, it's good, yeah. Like phone.
Break your hip out.
Yeah. It's small places. Watch out for pops. What happened?
He lost 16. They had like face. Joey Steve, that was like, oh, how are we going to do this? They had braces, they had like push back hand. Yeah. They just said
MLK CCM Midwest Mayhem Tournament. Game 1, Fort Wayne Forest against the Chicago Jets. 3 minutes on the clock before warm-ups. Force will be in white. Jets, I'm assuming, will be in blue.
Did you get your drink? You got the strawberry stuff.
Hopefully I got the stream time right. Because the computer was still on Eastern time and we're in Central time, so I put it for the computer time. So schedule should be on track. But if not, I apologize. Force will have 2 games today, one now and one at, I believe, 7 p.m. And then we have 1 game tomorrow, and the rest is to be determined based on play. We're currently down 2 skaters with broken bones. That'd be Harrison Hagen and Oliver Westhoff. So it gives puck touch opportunities to some other players to step in and fill some roles. We'll see how coach managed that, and we'll see what these kids look like. Game 1 here, the MLK Midwest Mayhem Tournament. Do a quick sound check. If somebody in the stream could let me know if everything's working well. Start off the weekend. I don't want to talk to myself the whole time without it being beneficial to the viewer. Thanks, Aaron. I'll be wishing you a speedy recovery, Harry. And Oliver. We need both you guys back. "13 minutes on the clock, 3 periods of hockey to play. Fort Wayne Force against the Chicago Jets, game 1. Chicago tournament. Starting off on the ice for the Force is going to be Llewellyn, Kelly, Sutherland, Zaremba, and Warner. Taking the face-off is going to be Sutherland. Face-off controlled back by the Force to Warner. Back for the goes, now picked up by Warner on the defensive end as he skates through center ice. Cuts through across the line to game. Loses a handle on the puck. They throw it ahead into the offensive zone for the Jets. Llewellyn backhands it. Up and not out. Puck comes loose. Sutherland puts it into the neutral zone. Now onto the stick of Sutherland. Across the blue line in the offensive zone goes Isaac. Reverses direction. Loses a hand on the puck. The Jets the other way. Back on defense is going to be Cumberland and Blackburn. Shot blocked in front by Blackburn. Clear to the side. Out to Kelly. Kelly flips it center ice. Can't quite connect with Sutherland. Offensive change here for the Force as the Jets retreat back to pick up the loose puck. Stopped advancement there was Potts. Now Fraze joining the mix. Picked up by the Jets. Challenged by Fryer. Fraze now knocks it off the stick of the Jets player. They maintain possession in the offensive zone, and Fraze strips it once again. Jets swing wide, shoot one towards the net, deflected wide by Cumberland. Blackburn tied up in to gather the loose puck is Fraze. Murphy with some speed. We got a 3-on-2 the other way with Fraze coming in hot. Swings it wide, tries to feed it over to Potts, can't quite connect. Potts now with the puck. Back down low, and the Jets pick it up loose behind their own net. Breaking out here are the Jets, defended by Llewellyn. Can't quite get a shot off, trickles behind the net. Reverse the other way, loose for Llewellyn in the corner. Touched into the neutral zone by Potts. Challenged by McDonald, thrown back down the ice by Potts. It's going to go all the way down for icing. .10:34 remains in the first, still scoreless. Face-off picked up by Warner, flipped high off the glass, kept in by the Jets. Warner battling for the puck along the boards. Jets come away with it. Reverse, feed it towards the slot, shot, goes wide. Loose puck in the corner for the Jets. Tied up by Llewellyn. Llewellyn now. Puts it ahead into the skates of McDonald. McDonald maintains possession. He's crossed the line to gain in the offensive zone. Got Huffman there in the slot. Feeds it back to her. Shot. Score! Max McDonald with the assist to Gia Huffman. Put the Force up 1. .54 remains in the first. Force now up 1. Face-off controlled by the Jets. Back on defense is Cumberland and Blackburn. Swinging wide, block shot by Blackburn out front. Another secondary shot attempt is blocked once again. Feeds the slot, tipped away by Cumberland. Gathering up the loose puck is the Jets. Stolen away by Cumberland. Kelly flips it into the neutral zone. Pressured by Sutherland. Back the other way go the Jets. Blackburn there on defense. Shot, score. Immediate response by the Jets ties it up. 9:25 left to play. Puck around behind the Force net. Stolen away by Blackburn. Feeds it up to Potts. Potts tries to get over to Fryer. Pass doesn't connect. Jets back the other way. Offsides, Jets. Face-off won by the Jets, taken. Shot, kick to the side by Quas. Gathered by Cumberland. Fed ahead to Fryer. All the way down the ice by Fryer to go for icing. Face-off controlled by the Jets. Challenged by Kiefer. Knocks it off their stick. Picked up by Aiden Cumberland. He fires it off the boards all the way down to go for icing. Face-off win by the Force, touched ahead at the blue line. Shot kicked to the side by Quas, picked up by Cumberland. Cumberland around the glass to Kiefer. Kiefer up into the neutral zone. Jets gather it. Feed it back the other way. Into the corner for Blackburn. 8 minutes and 14 seconds on the clock. Pass attempt makes his way through to Cumberland. Stopped advancement by the Jets. And now Kelly, or Huffman, in there to strip the puck. We're going to have a penalty here on... Who's the penalty on? It's going to be on Gia Huffman, maybe? Nope. Sawyer Blackburn. Picking up a penalty here, put the Force down to a penalty kill at 8 minutes remaining in the first. Penalty killers on the ice for the Force is going to be Sutherland, Zaremba, Warner, and Llewellyn. Llewellyn fires it up, kept in at the blue line by the Jets, fed back into the corner. Skated in, shot, score. Short-lived penalty as the Jets go up 2-1, 7:50 remaining in the first. Back to full strength. Zaremba feeds the puck up. Taken away by the Jets in the neutral zone. Stripped back by Zaremba, and now the Jets gather it. It's way offsides. Picked up by the Jets as they enter. Shoot one wide of the net. In there first for the Forces, Zaremba, joined by Llewellyn to strip the puck away. Jets take it back. Reverse and dump it in deep. Warner around behind the net to gather it. Tries to fire around up to Kelly. Doesn't quite get enough on it. Loose puck picked up by Sutherland through the neutral zone. Pushes it ahead. Got Zaremba and Kelly following. Taken away by the Jets. Good hustle play there by Sutherland to pick the puck back up into the corner. Reverses, finding some open space here. Couple on the doorstep, can't find them. Still skating around here. Sutherland has it taken away now as the Jets advance the other direction. Whole mess of players fighting for the puck now. Jets come away with it, enter their offensive zone. Pressure by Zaremba and Sutherland. Puck loose behind the net, kick to the side by Quas. Now Llewellyn with a puck. Makes a move around one defender there. Has Kelly and Zaremba knocked off his stick. Can't quite chip it ahead. Comes back in, entered by the Jets. Pressure by Fraze now. Picks up the loose puck. Fraze making a move from the defensive end, kicks it up to himself through the neutral zone. Comes off his skates, and the Jets are going to pick up a penalty here. So to put the Force on a power play with 6 minutes remaining in the first period. Power play unit for the Force is going to be Cumberland, Blackburn, Fryer, Fraze, and Potts. Face off, controlled by Fraze, wins it to himself, around behind the net, spins, tied up by 3 players, knocked off his skates, and they're going to receive another penalty. They'll put the Jets down 2 skaters for a full minute 22. Two in the box for the Jets. 5:50 remains in the first. Minute 22, two-skater advantage for Fort Wayne. Fraze to take the face-off. One back by the Jets. Flip it up the ice, kept in by Blackburn at the blue line. Feeds it over to Cumberland. Cumberland now fires one from deep. Score! Blackburn to Cumberland. Ties up the game. Penalties costly. Minute 22 on the Jets' second penalty. So it'll be 5-on-4 Fort Wayne with power play still going. Blackburn to pick up the puck after the win off the faceoff. Feeds it cross ice, touched in by Huffman. It's going to be offsides. Face-off gathered up by the Jets. Back on defense is going to be Cumberland and Blackburn. Pressured by Kiefer. Swinging wide. Shot. Punch to the side with the blocker by Quas. Ripped high off the glass and up to Huffman from Cumberland into the neutral zone. Stolen pass there by Kiefer. Kiefer now with one to beat. Swings it wide. Got a couple there in the slots. McDonald and Huffman. Trying to find some open ice, tied up by two, can't get the pass off, stolen away by the Jets. Huffman enters the mix, steals it, gathers it, feeds it to McDonald. McDonald finishes it off against the wall, dumps it in deep. Jets pick it up, 30 seconds remain on the power play for the Force. Puck fed ahead by the Jets. Back on defense is Cumberland with Warner. Warner, shot, blockered by Quas, picked up by Warner. One more attack here for the Force on the power play. Warner with speed across the blue line, comes in, fires one, blocked down by the Jets. Good hard shot there by Warner. Now kept in by Huffman. Tied up. Penalty expires on the Jets. Out of the box, back to 5-on-5 hockey. Kiefer with loose puck with some open space. Backhands it down low for McDonald. Goes around behind the net. Gathered back up by McDonald. Jets around Warner, but can't get around the Llewellyn. He feeds it back to the neutral zone. McDonald with speed through. Has it stolen away. 4 minutes left in the first. Off the bench is Kelly to gather the puck up. Dumps it in the offensive zone. Flipped ahead by the Jets. All the way down the ice. Going to be picked up by Warner. Warner rips it up high for Zaremba. Touched into the neutral zone. Back and forth it goes. Warner picks it up on the defensive end and rips it over to Kelly in open ice. Kelly feeds it on net. It's going to be covered up by the Jets. With 3:20 remaining to play in the first. Equipment adjustment here from the official on a Jets player. 3:20 remaining. Tie hockey game 2-2. Face off gathered up by the Jets. Retreating is Blackburn to pick up the loose puck. Feeds it through everybody. Reaches Kelly. She touches it ahead to Zaremba. A little out of his reach as the Jets knock it back the other way. Going to be gathered up by Cumberland. Cumberland pressured well by the Jets. They pick his pocket, skate towards the net. It's on the crease there. Score. Face off, one back by the Jets, pressured by Fraze. Now Potts ahead for Fort Wayne. Back forth the puck goes, stolen away by Fryer now. He gathers it, flips it up to Fraze. Murphy in the corner. It's tied up by multiple Jets players, looking for somebody in open ice. Finds back to Llewellyn, shot up high over the net. Back down for Fraze. Blocked pass attempt there by Friars. He dumps it back in deep behind the net, picked up by the Jets. Stolen away by Fraze. Fraze doing work down low for the Force. Joined now by Potts. Puck comes out, bounces off the side of the net, gathered up by the Jets, and they flip it out of danger. Picked up by Llewellyn. Touch pass ahead, couldn't connect with Fryer. As now Warner was tied up, and the Jets break it into the offensive zone. Llewellyn there on defense to steal it away. Under 2 minutes now, remaining in the first. Force down 1. Puck stolen away by Llewellyn. Skating to open ice. Mason loses a handle on it. Warner there on defense. Coming back to gather it. Llewellyn as he flips it into the neutral zone. It's going to be offsides on the Jets. Face-off comes back to Blackburn. He touches the head of McDonald. McDonald, Kiefer, and Huffman ahead for Fort Wayne. McDonald racing in. Backhands one. Wide and high of the net. Comes around for Blackburn. Blackburn winds one, shoots it. Off target. Goes into the corner of the other side for Huffman. Huffman touches it back down low. Kiefer there battling now for Fort Wayne. Tied up and taken away by the Jets. As they make an advance down the other way. Blackburn retreating on defense. Score Jets. Face-off gathered up by the Jets now as they enter their offensive zone. Blackburn there on defense. They feed it across the slot. Bounces around. Kicks to the side by Quas. Looking to feed the slot. Don't connect. Into the corner for McDonald to fight for it now. Blackburn joins. Blackburn flips it ahead to Kiefer. Kiefer now feeds. Good breakout pass there. Couldn't connect though with Huffman. Under a minute, actually under 30 seconds to play here in the first. Puck comes back from McDonald. And the Jets come away with it. Touch it ahead in the offensive zone. Blackburn stops whatever that was. Pass or a shot attempt as it flips down the ice. As the period's going to expire. It's going to be 4-2 Chicago Jets after 1. On the ice to start the second period is going to be Llewellyn with Warner, Zaremba, Sutherland, and Kelly. Face-off controlled by the Jets. Stolen away by Kelly. Picked up by Sutherland. Sutherland across the line to gain. Loses a handle on it as the Jets push it into the corner. Sutherland getting back after it here. And the Jets the other way. Kept in by the Jets on the blue line. Comes back to Llewellyn. Flips it into Warner. Warner picks up the loose puck and fires it high off the glass up to Kelly. Kelly touches it into the neutral zone. Jets gather. Jets into the offensive zone. Pressure by Zaremba and Sutherland. Puck loose down now for Warner as he puts it high off the glass once again. Rides off the boards and Kelly gathers the loose puck. Feeds it cross ice to Zaremba. Back and forth it goes. Stolen away by Kelly. Touched up to Sutherland. Sutherland around one defender. Sutherland towards the net all alone. Makes a move. Backhands it. Wide of the net. Feeds the slot onto the stick of Kelly. Kelly shoots. Blocks. The secondary shot blocked. Loose puck can't be put in. Wide open net. Scoring opportunities by the bunches for the Force. Picked up by Warner, flipped all the way down the ice. $11-12 remains in the second. 4-2 Jets. Face-off won by the Jets. Up high, going to take a shot. Score. Face-off controlled by the Jets. Another shot attempt blocked by Cumberland out front, cleared by Blackburn out to Fryer. Fryer trying to touch it ahead, gets it to Fraze. Fraze has got a one-on-one as he enters the offensive zone. Fraze swings it towards the center of the ice here, wide, and can't get a shot off. Puck fed out high. Blackburn trying to get to it. He's able to get there and dump it back in. Back to center ice, blocked pass by Fryer, touched ahead by the Jets, pressured by Cumberland. Cross line to gain is Chicago. Feeding the slot, touched through the crease, opposite corner, gathered by the Jets up to the blue line. Shot from deep, blocked by Fraze. Fraze now, he's got Potts and Fryer trailing. The toe drag keeps possession, backhand on the doorstep for Potts, couldn't get a handle on the shot. Out to Llewellyn, dumped back into the corner, around behind the net, gathered by Fraze. Fraze feeds it up to Fryer. Fryer loses that, back to Warner, touched back into the corner, stolen away by the Jets. In deep, Potts ahead for Fort Wayne. Ties him up, steals the puck, feeds the crease. Out high for Fryer, backhands it, back down low. Jets gather and do a couple passes there to break out center ice, stolen away by Fraze. Fraze loses a handle on it from a Jets player, poked ahead by Llewellyn. Llewellyn now advances with Potts, Fryer, and Fraze. Makes a move, Llewellyn loses it as he cuts towards the net. Backhanded out of the zone by the Jets. Warner going to be back for Fort Wayne to push it back into the neutral zone. Gathered up, taken away by the Jets towards the net. It's him and Quas. Shot, save with the pad of Quas. Picked up by Frakes. Murphy. He's got a lot of open ice here with Kiefer and Huffman. Makes a miss, swings wide. Shot. Was picking the top right corner, missed it just high. Kept in by Llewellyn at the blue line, taken away by the Jets. Back to center ice is Llewellyn. Flips it in the offensive zone. And we're going to have an offsides. 8:49 remains in the second. Jets 5, Force 2. Face-off gathered up by Max McDonald. Backhands it in the offensive zone. Touched back into the neutral zone by the Jets, and McDonald gathering up, squeezes through, but without the puck. Jets swinging wide. Blackburn and Cumberland there on defense. Kiefer out. The challenge, walks in, shot, save, Quas. On the doorstep, pad, save, Quas, and then a score. Face-off won by the Force, picked up by Huffman. Back to McDonald. McDonald. Jets advance. Kiefer there for Fort Wayne. Up high, shot from deep, goes around behind the net. Gathered up by the Jets, pressured by Cumberland. Cumberland picks up the loose puck now. Feeds it ahead to Kiefer. Kiefer rips it up, touched ahead by Kelly. Huffman. Over to McDonald. McDonald loses the handle on it, comes back to Blackburn. Feeds it into the neutral zone. Stopped advancement there was Cumberland. And we got a penalty coming up here. Penalty is going to be on Max McDonald. So it's 7:22 remaining in the second, down 4 goals. Forced to go to a penalty kill. Face-off controlled by the Jets. Puck comes down low for Warner. Jets wide open there in the slot. Tied up by Warner. Puck goes to the corner. Fed out wide for the Jets. Couldn't handle the pass. In open ice now. Pressured by Llewellyn. Feed it down low. Tied up by Sutherland. Sutherland breaks out now for the Force. Kid from the Jets there is quick to catch up to Sutherland, knocks it off his stick. Jets back the other way. Feed it cross ice. Can't handle the pass. Down around behind the net are the Jets, tied up along the boards. Feed the slot, shot, save, Quas. Face-off was loose, touched up by Fraze. Murphy getting on his horse to get after it, gonna almost beat him to the puck. Good hustle there by Fraze. Puck flipped up high, knocked off that trajectory there by Blackburn, picked up by Cumberland. Cumberland across the line again, loses a handle on it. Jets take it away. Jets break out center ice. Offsides. Off being taken by Huffman. Penalty expires on McDonald. He's out of the box. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Jets towards the net. Shot blocked by Blackburn out front. Another shot attempt blocked. As pressure's in the corner, Jets spin away with it down low, feed the slot, knocked away there by Cumberland. Shot kicked around, another score there by the Jets. Face-off win by McDonald over to Huffman. Comes back for Llewellyn. Llewellyn touches up ahead, taken away by the Jets. 3-on-2 the other way with Llewellyn and Warner. Knocked off the stick there by Warner. Spinning shot blocked by Llewellyn. Picked back up by the Jets. Up to the blue line, walking in, shot blocked out front by Kiefer. Tied up now and taken away by McDonald. McDonald makes a move around one. Racing ahead is Max McDonald. He's pressured in the corner, spins to open ice. Has it taken away by the Jets. Entering in with Llewellyn there on defense, shot score. Face-off controlled by the Jets. They enter, knocked off their stick by Cumberland. Regain possession, shot goes wide in the corner for Sutherland. Sutherland flips it ahead, stolen away by the Jets. Back into his skates, and the Jets towards the net. Another shot goes high up over the net, into the netting, blown dead. 4:20 remains in the second. Force down 5. Or 6. They haven't added it here on the scoreboard in the facility, but I believe I have it right as 8-2. Jets from the blue line, shot from deep, gloved down by Blackburn. Feeding the slot there was the Jets, comes into the corner for Zaremba, backhanded up to Sutherland. Jets steal it away and keep it in the offensive zone. Coming out to gather, there is Cumberland. Flips it high off the glass. Jets in position to take that puck. Sutherland touches up to Kelly, goes past her and kept it at the blue line by Chicago. Back to Kelly. Kelly now throws it all the way down the ice. That'll go for icing. Face off one and controlled by Fort Wayne. Fryer picks up the loose puck. Dumps it in the offensive zone. Potts and Fryer ahead for Fort Wayne. Time up, take away the puck. Comes out for Cumberland. Aiden puts it back down low. Fraze picks up the loose puck along the boards. Attacks the net. Tries to take a shot. Potts now with secondary shot. Doesn't get much on it. Goes behind the net. Fraze now with the loose puck. Feeds it over to Cumberland. Cumberland throws one at the net. Goes wide left. Picked up by Fraze in the corner once again. Murphy. Tied up. On the doorstep there's Fryer. Looking to make something happen here is Fraze. Cuts towards the center of the ice here. Shoots one towards the net. Just wide right. Potts now picks it up. Some good offensive zone pressure here by the Force. Out to Blackburn at the blue line. Keeps it in. Back and forth the puck goes. Pushing him wide, there's Blackburn as he lifts the stick, steals the puck, puts it in the corner for Fryer. Fryer tries to get it up and out, can't. Kept in by the Jets, attacking the net. Chicago, stolen away by Cumberland for the moment. Another stick lift by Blackburn. Steals the puck away and feeds it to the corner for Fryer. Couldn't keep it in at the blue line there for the Jets as the puck goes all the way down the ice and it'll go for icing. Face-off won by Fort Wayne, back to Warner. McDonald through center ice with Huffman. McDonald with some speed towards the net. Swings wide, loses a handle on it at the last moment. Trying to feed it to center ice there was McDonald, taken away by the Jets. Stolen away now by Huffman behind the net. She walks it around behind. It's tied up down low, still fighting for the loose puck is Huffman. McDonald joins the mix, gets it into some open ice. We got Llewellyn and Kiefer on the backside here, feeds it over. Picked up by Kiefer. Kiefer throws one towards the net, into the goaltender from Chicago. 1:30 remains here in the second period, 8-2 Chicago. Face-off won by the Jets. Picking up the loose puck on a hustle play. There's Max McDonald around behind the net. Stolen away by the Jets. Coming in to help out there is Huffman. Ties him in the corner. McDonald joins the mix. Jets come away with it. Feeding up high. Into the neutral zone is Chicago. Llewellyn to touch it up the other way. Can't get it quite out. As the Jets keep it down low. Shot goes high and wide. Kiefer to gather it up along the boards and flip it into the neutral zone. Huffman and McDonald, the head skaters for Fort Wayne. Jets back the other way. Offsides. Face-off controlled by the Jets, attacking with speed. Shot from deep, glove down by Quas. Cleared to the side, but gathered by Chicago. Onto the stick of Warner. Taken away by the Jets. Warner fighting back for it, touches it through center ice. Kelly ahead for Fort Wayne. Comes out to Zaremba. Stolen away by the Jets into the offensive zone. Zaremba taken down. Puck fed cross ice, entered by Jets, blocked shot by Warner out front as the period expires. Force down 8-2 after 2. Starting off the ice in the third period is going to be Warner, Llewellyn, Fryer, Fraze, and Potts. Puck left on the doorstep, gathered up there by the Jets, picked up now by Fraze as he advances in the offensive zone, tied up for the moment now towards the net. Loose puck covered up by the Jets goaltender. Face-off taken by the Jets out to Llewellyn. Touched over to Warner. Pass didn't quite connect. Warner feeds it to Fryer. Fryer puts it in the offensive zone. Back the other way by the Jets. Going to be picked up by Fraze. Fraze enters with speed. Cuts towards the net. Runs into Fryer. Shot. Run into the goaltender. Puck loose on the doorstep, not blown dead yet. How on earth it's not blown? It's crazy. Face-off controlled by Chicago. Kept in by Huffman for the moment. Back the other way goes Chicago. Around Llewellyn, dumped into the corner. Fed to center ice here. It's going to be picked up by McDonald. We got a 3-on-2 the other way with Huffman and Llewellyn. McDonald swings wide, shoots one, wide of the net. On a breakout the other way are the Jets towards the net. Shot, save, Quas. Running clock here in the third, so we're at 10 and a half minutes. Down 6. Back for Blackburn. Touch that to McDonald. Picked up by Kiefer. Couldn't handle it. Had a chance for a breakout towards the net. Kelly feeds open ice for McDonald. McDonald with a little toe drag there. Picked up by the Jets. Back the other way. Blackburn, Cumberland on defense. Blackburn kicks it. Push them to the corner. Still maintains possession of the puck. Are the Jets around behind the net, tied up by Blackburn. Reverse shot goes off the side of the net. Now McDonald gonna pick it up. Throws it off the boards, possibly trying to get that to Huffman. Doesn't connect. Jets gather it in their defensive zone. Challenged by Kiefer. Touched in by the Jets. Cumberland going to be the first one there for Fort Wayne to gather it up. Shot off the side of the net. Picked up by Cumberland. Cumberland pushes it ahead. He's fighting for position there with a Jets player. Jets gain possession. Puck's going to come back for Llewellyn. Llewellyn floats it off the boards, down the ice. They're going to let that go. Icing waved off. Kelly and Zaremba up front for Fort Wayne. Jets moving it down the ice the other way with Llewellyn and Warner back on defense. Towards the net, knocked off the stick by Sutherland. Kelly now floats it ahead. Zaremba, beat skater there for Fort Wayne. Jets back the other way. Puck along the boards for the Jets. Pressure by a couple of forced players there, picked up by Llewellyn. Mason cuts towards center ice, knocked off his stick. Warner in to lift his stick and steal the puck. Flips it around the boards, possibly to Kelly, but it's going to go through center ice. Kelly now racing after it. Beats him to the puck. Player falls down. Kelly with the puck now in the offensive zone. Tries to feed it over to Zaremba. Can't quite get it through as the Jets take it away. Jets with speed entering the offensive zone. Couldn't connect on a cross-ice pass. Kelly now in the neutral zone. Feeds Zaremba. Touches it into the offensive zone. 7 minutes remains in this hockey game. First one of the tournament.
Holy shit!
Fed ahead by the Jets. Stop progress there is Fryer. Now Sutherland enters. Comes off his skates. Jets pick it up. Fryer come in and try to take it away. Puck is loose now. Picked up by Chicago. Back checking there is Fryer. Ties him up. Into the offensive zone. Fired off the Jets player by Cumberland. Jets towards the net. Blackburn there on defense. Comes off his skate. Jets gather it back up. Shoot one towards the net. Glove save. Quas. Face-off win by the Jets. Knocked away for the moment by Fraze. Shot towards the net. Cleared out by Blackburn onto the stick of Murphy Fraze. Fraze ahead with Potts. Feeds it over to Potts. Potts chips it in deep in the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Jets back the other way. Stolen away by Fraze in the neutral zone. Enters. Swings wide is Murphy. Shoots one. Score! Murphy Fraze with the late goal here. 5.5 minutes remaining. Face off, gathered up by the Jets. Blackburn there on defense for Fort Wayne. Ties him up, rides him into the corner. Kiefer joining the mix now, along with McDonald. Puck battle down low. No possession gained yet. Now the Jets behind the net, tied up by Blackburn again. He steals it, reverses, back to some open ice. Feeds it cross ice now. It couldn't connect with Huffman. Puck all the way down the ice. 4.5 minutes remains. Jets gather it on their defensive end, behind their own net. Taken away by Huffman. Huffman now feeds the slot. Blocked away by the Jets. High off the glass, kept in by Cumberland. Cumberland deep in the corner. Puck comes out to the blue line, kept in by McDonald onto the stick of Cumberland. Cumberland with the puck now, feeds it cross ice to Llewellyn. 4 minutes left. Llewellyn into the offensive zone. Tied up now by a few Jets players. Huffman, McDonald, and Kiefer there for Fort Wayne as the Jets break out the other direction. Pass blocked there by Huffman. Taken away by McDonald. McDonald off the boards. We got Huffman and McDonald pressuring the Jets players. He reverses out of danger and touches it ahead into the neutral zone. Can't get the pass off, finally does. Towards the net, shot saved there by Quas, comes out to Kiefer. Kiefer now through center ice. With speed from that Jets player to come and take it away. 3 minutes remains. Puck gathered up by Sutherland on the defensive end. Around one player there, Sutherland through center ice. Lose a handle on that puck as the Jets steal it away. Warner collides with the Jets player. Kelly walking the line. Whoa! Blew it dead on an offsides there. Face off in the skates of the official, picked up by Sutherland. Cumberland knocks it to the corner. Now Zaremba. Back on defense is going to be Blackburn and Cumberland. Blackburn picks it up. Advances ahead. He gets pushed into the boards. Is he going to pick up a penalty here on Chicago? So by the time they get this puck dropped for the remainder minute and a half, the Force will be on a power play. Barring a scoring opportunity, of course. Face off, comes back to Blackburn. He rips one towards the net, blocked in front before it had a chance to reach the goaltender. Potts knocks it off the player's stick, down around behind the net are the Jets. Puck loose for Cumberland. Under a minute to go. Cumberland in the offensive zone. Skating in deep. Fryer on the doorstep. Backside. Fraze joins. Fraze comes away with it. It's knocked down. Taken away by the Jets. Kept in at the blue line. Fraze picks up the loose puck. Loses a handle on it. Knocked out the stick by Fryer to Fraze. Murphy has it knocked away. Cumberland fires one towards the net. Goes wide. Jets now the other way. Shot. Can't make it through as it's blocked up front. Shot attempt saved there by Kloss, and Force dropped the first game 8-3. Game 2 is late, 7 o'clock, so it was at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So we'll see you back for game 2.